Hey my loves, what's up and welcome back to the Trend Diaries. I'm Nidhi and in today's video I'll be demonstrating how to get that easy peasy natural fresh looking everyday makeup look. So if you want to know how we go ahead, then please continue watching. Firstly, I used this cheat sheet clarifying mask from Sugar. Now I am not a face mask person. I personally do not prefer using sheet mask. I like using my traditional mask over these, but as I had this one, so I used it up. So yeah, I just waited for 20 minutes after I applied this mask and then just rubbed the serum into my skin and patted it. Personally, I absolutely loved the fragrance of this mask, and that's how my bare skin looks like. Starting off with my makeup, firstly I used the Blue Heaven Studio Perfection primer and applied it, concentrating in my T-zones and near my cheek areas, and then patted the primer into my skin for getting that base on. Next, for my foundation, I'm using the Conceal and Define foundation from Makeup Revolution, and I'm using the shade 11.2 and applied stripes all over my face. Now, earlier I was around 12.2 in this foundation range. I also have that shade, but currently that is too orange on my skin tone, so the shade 11.2 works pretty well for me. Even this shade has that perfect yellow golden undertone and looks absolutely gorgeous. I am MAC NC42 for reference, and I would have all the product shade names and details mentioned in the description box just in case I forget to mention any. And all the brushes I'm using are from WOC Beauty. I get this question asked a lot of times, so just mentioned out that. Now once I just stipple the foundation in, you can see it gives such a beautiful matte yet full coverage finish. And for my concealers, I use the same range, Conceal and Define, and firstly I use the shade C12 to conceal my dark circles, but as you can see the shade is slightly neutral for my liking. I'm personally warm, so I use the shade 10.5. After that, a little amount of it, which is slightly lighter than my skin tone, but it does have that yellow undertone to it. So just to balance out that neutral undertone, I use the shade 10.5, because you know, if you use the concealer shades correct, but if the undertones aren't correct, it's gonna look a mess on you. So always choose the correct undertones as well as shades for your concealers and foundations. And you can see over here for yourself, the foundation, the concealer, everything looks so beautiful. These are matte, the foundation is matte, the concealer is like a demi matte kind of finish, but it looks absolutely gorgeous, like medium to full coverage. And then for my blush, I'm using this Sugar Matte as Hell lip crayon. I forgot the shade name, oops. But yeah, I just drew two hearts on my cheeks because I was feeling fancy, and I just blended the same with the foundation brush that I used earlier and stippling it onto my cheeks. Yeah, that's how my face looks, so natural yet flushed. This gives that perfect everyday look. So if you want to just skip out on blushes, you can use your liquid lipsticks or cream lipsticks for your blush. And then for my lipstick, I use the Smudge Me, not just 3 dots of it in the center of my lip, and then just blended it with my finger. Then I used the shade C14 as my contour and applied just dots of this concealer as it's very pigmented, and then I used a flat brush to blend the contour shade out. And you see I've applied it in the hollows of my cheekbone upwards. Like, you do not have to drag it down, you have to take it up to your temples so that your face gets a nice lift with the contour, and so that your face does not look drooped after you've placed your contour. So you need to place it in the hollows right up to your temples. And then I just blended that all with the brush. And once I am done doing that, as I said, for the lipstick also, it looks very natural when you just place it in the middle of your lips. And yeah, that's it. My forehead contour wasn't nicely blended, but I blended it later on. I wasn't using a mirror over here, so that's the reason. After that, I use the Fit Me Loose powder from Maybelline and set the centers of my face first and underneath my contour zone lightly with powder. I'm not using too much of it. Using the Contour Diffuse palette and the contour shade, firstly I used it to set my cream contour beneath. So I'm using a tapered brush and making that fish pouty face and placing it lightly onto my hollows of the cheek, temples and forehead with the same brush. This is like a contour shade for my skin tone. It doesn't really bronze up my face but can be used as a good contour, and I use the same on my jawline as well. And with the same brush, just pinching the brush, we can use it to contour the nose. So just on the edges of my nose I went with the same bronzer, and then the same bronzer I also applied on my eyelids. It just gives a very natural look. Then from the same palette I took the blusher shade and applied it on my cheeks to set the lipstick blush that we just had applied. And then here is the highlighter. It is in the shade 01, and this is the same shade that we get in the palette 01. So yeah, if you don't want to get the entire palette, you can also get these individual highlighters. Now you saw it was very pigmented and I had to like tone it down with my fingers because I just went overboard as usual. So I just applied it on the tops of my cheekbone, bridge of my nose, cupid's bow, chin, on my brow bone and my collarbone. I said I was feeling fancy that day. So for my eyebrows, I went in with the Arch Arrival Brow Shaper. This is a new launch from Sugar. If you want to see tutorial on these brow shapers, then you can head on to my Instagram. I would have the link in the description box. I'm yet to review them on YouTube, but yeah, I have done videos and makeup tutorials using these products on my Instagram, so I would leave my handle over there. So I simply just filled in the sparse gaps. And then I was feeling lazy, so I used the same foundation brush around the brows to just clean them out. Then using this kohl pencil from Sugar again, it's a beautiful black shade with silver glitter into it and it looks absolutely gorgeous, and I applied it very close to my lash line. That's it. I'm not winging it or anything. I just applied it very close to my lash line. And then use the Essence Lash Princess mascara and coated my upper as well as lower lashes with this mascara, and then applied the same highlighter in my inner corners just to open up my eyes. And yes, that's it. That's the first natural look that you can achieve with these products. The lipstick actually makes it look so natural. But if you're a lipstick person like me, then you might want to try out this beautiful everyday nude shade from Women of Color Beauty. Such a gorgeous nude lip color and looks absolutely stunning on dusky to deeper skin tones. So I just applied this with the same look, and you see it just scales up the look from 0 to 100. I would have the link to the shade and the review video in the description box, where I've swatched other shades as well. You can check them out. That's a wrap for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this no makeup look, and if you did, then hit that like button. I'll meet you soon in my next video. Till then, take care, namaste, and keep trending.